Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. The mayor of Smeaton says the community has lost its central hub following the collapse of the recreation center roof earlier this week. The 50-year-old building covered about an acre of land and was used for most community events. The building housed 3 sheets of curling ice, a rink and an auditorium for village meetings that was one time used as a school. The mayor says the building saw a lot of use in the month leading up to the collapse with a bonspiel and a skating wind-up, and that it was lucky the incident happened overnight when no one was inside.
This isn't going to get fixed in a few months. It's going to take a long time. And small town Saskatchewan, I speak for all of them, I'm sure, don't have a lot of extra dollars to throw at this and get this thing fixed in a short time.
The building has been fenced in to prevent anyone from entering the area because there is a risk of more structural collapse. Drugs and electronic devices were seized at the Saskatchewan Penitentiary last week. On March 28th, the Correctional Service of Canada says packages containing methamphetamine, THC concentrate, a lighter, rolling papers, as well as smartphone accessories were seized. The estimated institutional value of this seizure is more than $139,000. The Correctional Service of Canada says it's increasing measures to prevent contraband from entering institutions, even partnering with police to catch people trying to bring in unauthorized items to correctional institutions. A man is facing charges following a drug bust last week. This is what was seized when Saskatoon police executed 2 search warrants, one on Willis Crescent and the other on 7th Street East. Cocaine, fentanyl, meth, and more than $31,000 of cash was taken as evidence. The 34-year-old man faces charges related to drug trafficking and possession. 2 men facing trials for manslaughter at Court of King's Bench reversed their decision and pleaded guilty, avoiding the need for a trial. Robin Stone will spend nearly 5 years in prison, and Randy Brabant will spend 3.5 years locked up for their part in a home invasion where Jason Horse was shot and killed in February of 2024. Tyrone Napus, the man who shot and killed Horse, was given a 9-year sentence earlier this week. Court heard the drug and alcohol-fueled group forced their way into this home on Avenue I, demanding drugs or money. Napus heard a noise in Horse's bedroom and accidentally fired an old double-barrel shotgun while demanding money or drugs. The Crown says it took 3 weeks to negotiate the guilty pleas, saving Horse's spouse from having to testify. All right, Jeff, time for a bite-sized weather forecast as we get ready for a long weekend, rather.
We are getting ready for a long weekend, and the long weekend is going to feature at least one day of above seasonal temperatures for most parts of Saskatchewan, including Prince Albert. But there is the possibility, outside chance of maybe a little bit of flurry activity. But generally speaking, we are looking at warm conditions and a lot of melting going on. We'll talk about that later on.
Students in Saskatoon are putting their science skills to the test this week as the annual Saskatoon Regional Science Fair is now underway. The gym at Caswell School was transformed with students from grades 6 through 12 presenting projects ranging from environmental science to engineering design. 19 projects are represented locally. Judging is focused on creativity, scientific thinking, and real-world impact. Top projects may advance to the national competitions, giving students a chance to take their ideas even further with scholarships and cash prizes up for grabs.
Look further in what they do in every single day and connect that back to science and STEM, because I think science and STEM is so interesting and can apply to everybody.
It's like a kind of competition to see who has the best project, and it's cool to see everyone's projects.
For many students, it's their first time presenting, but regardless of the experience level, organizers say it's helping spark interest in future science and technology careers. A Saskatoon mom is raising concerns about price transparency after a purchase was converted to US dollars without her knowledge. The butterfly encounter at Prairieland Park's Gardenscape show was supposed to be a fun stop for Alicia Grill's 2 kids last weekend. Grill says the feeding sticks used to attract butterflies were advertised at $5. Because she paid by card, she was charged a little more, but when Grills later checked her credit card statement, the total had climbed to more than $17. Unaware the charge had been converted to US dollars.
I totally feel deceived. If they would have been like upfront and said, hey, this is the charge, but it will be in U.S. funds, just so you're aware of that difference, at least you would have been aware, but we weren't made aware of that. It's not just me and my other friends, family that were affected. I believe it was, hundreds of people that went through Gardenscapes on the weekend.
The butterfly encounter was hosted by Florida-based company Wildlife Adventures. The owner says the American pricing was clearly communicated to attendees. He says he's willing to issue refunds as a gesture of goodwill. Meanwhile, Prairieland Park says it's reviewing the situation, saying it expects all exhibitors to provide accurate and transparent pricing. After the break, a presentation on childhood and adolescent behavior. Jasmine Pelche finds out more from the Prince Albert Early Years Family Resource Center.
We are at the Early Years Family Resource Center in the Gateway Mall with Barb, and they are part of a group organizing a presentation by a behavior specialist that's going to be coming here from the United States.
Yes.
Could you go into more detail on who this is, what his background is?
Yeah, for sure. So we're very excited. The Prince Albert Early Years Resource Center, along with Sask Rivers Public School Division and Kids First Prince Albert, have collaborated to bring in Dr. Lane Pethick. He is a behavior and autism consultant for the state of Texas, and he's going to be coming to PA the end of April 27th, to do a free presentation for families, and his work and research that he's done on children and how the brain works, and give us some strategies on how to help them reach their full capacity.
Who would you say that this presentation is for?
I would say the presentation is for families with children and youth. It's for educators, anybody that works with children and youth in any capacity. And it's also for community members, just to gain insights on how to work with children and youth and respond to any challenges that may arise. Because that's something we hear in the community often, is different challenges that are just arising with children, and we want to be able to meet their needs. And Dr. Lane has done many years, 30 plus years of research, and he's had many roles working in this area. And from everything I've heard, he's really engaging with his presentations, and he will give practical strategies to help everyone who works with children and youth.
Where did the idea come from to host a behavior specialist for this kind of presentation?
So Sask Rivers, who is our accountable partner, they came to us at the Early Years Resource Center, and they were wanting to put together a presentation that will benefit families in the community. So just with some brainstorming and knowing about Dr. Lane Pethick, we reached out to him, and he responded. He does live and work in Texas, but his home is Saskatchewan. So as soon as we reached out to him, he was more than thrilled to come to Saskatchewan and share what he's learned.
If someone's looking for more information, where can they go to find that?
They could come to the Prince Albert Early Years Resource Center, and they can give us a call, and they can look on our Facebook. We will be posting posters around the community on our Facebook feed. It is going to be held at Berezowski School, which is 566 McIntosh Drive, and it's going to be April 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. And again, no charge. It is a free presentation. And then as well, he will be stopping by here, the Early Years Resource Center, the next morning, which is Tuesday, April 28th from 9:30 to 12, to just visit with families.
What would you say to encourage people to visit and maybe attend the presentation?
I would say don't miss out. From everything I've heard, Dr. Lane has many, many strategies and lots of information that will be very, very helpful to anybody who works with children or has children. We're very excited to have him come to PA, and like from what I've heard, anybody that has seen him in person has come away with all kinds of information and strategies.
Great. Well, thank you for having me out here and sharing some of that information.
Thank you.
Jeff's got the weather update coming up after the break, and a 37-year-old with Parkinson's does her part for others living with the disease. All right, Jeff, yesterday I was saying all the fans getting ready for the game at the Art Hauser Center, they would have not seen a hockey game as it was in Red Deer. But for those who are in Prince Albert, what kind of weather are they going to have?
Well, you know what? I think things are looking not too bad. It doesn't look as though we've got ourselves any precipitation until next week. And even then, it's a 50-50 situation. But we do have warmer than seasonal, warmer temperatures, but below seasonal as we make our way into the Easter weekend. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I just want to say it's a messy situation right across Canada. A series of different lows. Some of these lows are going to be coming up out of the Pacific Northwest, impacting British Columbia and Alberta, and some of the other lows are making their way out of Colorado and the Rocky Mountain West, and that's going to be impacting Atlantic Canada as well as the Great Lakes region. So it's sort of a messy weekend, long weekend for many parts of Canada. And across Saskatchewan, though, things might be a bit on the quiet side. Maybe a bit on the quiet side. We have to keep our eye on all this active weather showing up in southern Alberta. So right now it looks like it might clip the southwestern part of Saskatchewan, but will it have a chance to move north? Well, right now we don't think so, but Mother Nature does have has the ability to change her mind. Minus 6 degrees for Spiritwood overnight under cloudy skies or increasing cloud. -4 for the Battlefoods. -7 in Candle Lake. An overnight temperature of -6 in Birch Hills. Rosthern -7. -8 in Nipawin and -6 in Melfort. So throughout the region, for the most part, hanging around that -7 degree mark, with the exception of the Battlefords. On to tomorrow. So for Thursday, 0 degrees in Spiritwood, 1 in North Battleford and the Battlefords region, 2 in Candle Lake, 1 in Birch Hills and Rosthern and Melfort, and 2 in Nipawin. And as you can see from the icons, it looks like it's going to be quite the cloudy Thursday. On to the Prince Albert and area. Well, tonight we're expecting temperatures to drop down to -6 with increasing clouds. Winds out of the east at 15 kilometers an hour. And then as we make our way into tomorrow, well, easterly winds at 20 kilometers an hour. Cloudy skies, 1 degree. And as we take a look at the 7-day outlook, which includes, of course, the Easter long weekend, Good Friday, 2 degrees with cloudy skies, 3 degrees with clouds on Saturday. Sunday, Easter Sunday, mainly cloudy skies, 1 degree. And then cooling off to -1 on Monday. And then Tuesday, as you can see, there's a chance of some rain or snow or both. Of course, that is still 6 days away, so we'll wait and see how that changes, or if it is reinforced as we make our way closer, as we get closer to Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we've got ourselves mainly cloudy conditions and a high of -1. And so, yes, the temperatures are slowly warming up, but they remain below seasonal for this time of April.
Oh, and do you have your Easter bunny, the chocolate Easter bunny yet, or are you waiting until maybe after the weekend and then you're going to pick it up on a heavy?
I don't know. That's up to the Easter bunny. I don't have to get that.
All right, good stuff. Well, Jeff, Game 3 between the Prince Albert Raiders and Red Deer Rebels last night came down to the narrowest of margins in period 3.
The pass up front, just out of the reach of Oring, who was right in the kitchen of Condro. He's down without his stick, but he makes the save anyway.
Initially, referees waved it off, saying the puck did not cross the goal line on that Aiden Oiring shot. But after going up to video review, it was determined that Rebels goalie Matthew Condro's glove was behind the line, and it was a good goal to make it 3-2 in the third period. Mikhail Orshilak stopped 18 of 20 shots, and the Raiders got an empty net goal for a 4-2 win. The Raiders have a chance to eliminate the Rebels tonight. Puck drop is at 7 in Red Deer.
Martin for Calvert, back to Lang for Calvert, moving in, shot, scores!
The Saskatoon Blades pulled off a third period comeback in Game 3. Rowan Calvert had 2 points, including that goal late in the second period. The Blades went 2 for 5 on the power play, including Tristan Doyle's game winner in the final 10 minutes. Evan Gardner made 23 stops for the 4-3 win and a 2-1 series lead over the Edmonton Oil Kings. Game 4 goes tonight from Saskatoon Centre.
Not all historic sports moments are ones where you win. In 2001, the Regina Pats hosted the Memorial Cup and played in a thrilling contest many still remember. After downing Red Deer to force a tiebreaker and Ottawa in a must-win game, the Pats were in the semi-final against Val-d'Or from the Quebec Junior Hockey League. It was a back-and-forth battle featuring some spectacular goals and some remarkable saves. The game was tied at 3 with less than a minute and a half left in the third period when Pats captain Barrett Jackman tipped in a shot to give the Pats a 4-3 lead. The Agrodome was rocking with fans sensing a trip to the final. But the emotional high would come crashing down moments later. With just 39 seconds left and an empty net, Val-d'Or scored off a point shot that was tipped past Chad Davidson. Pats fans were stunned, with the goal forcing the game into a pressure-packed overtime. That's when Val-d'Or would eliminate Regina, courtesy of a sharp-angle shot that somehow found its way into the net. Although the Pats lost, it was a thrilling seesaw battle that showcased the best of junior hockey, though maybe one Pats fans hoped would have gone the other way on the scoreboard. Their team's next appearance in the Memorial Cup would come 17 years later, when they hosted it in 2018. And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of VHS and cassette tapes, you can check them out on our website.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
An Ottawa woman is on a mission to find a cure for Parkinson's disease. She was diagnosed at just 37 years old and is now doing everything she can to assist others living with the condition. Leah LaRocque reports.
Just lack of control.
It started as a small tremor in Chantal Thériault's right hand that she could no longer ignore.
And then it moved from my hand to my arm, and it moved down to my leg, and I said, okay, it's time.
At just 37 years old, an unexpected diagnosis.
The news that he gave me, I thought for sure that he picked up the wrong chart, but he told me that I had Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's disease is a brain condition that gradually affects movement, causing tremors, stiffness, and slower motion, more common in men and those over 40. The ICU program coordinator for more than 2 decades, now turning to the Ottawa Hospital for care.
It's tiring in the sense that even if I may not be shaking excessively on the outside, it's still happening on the inside. So it is tiring.
Thériault refused to give up what she loved, including kickboxing and her fitness regime. But she took it further, participating in clinical studies and research, including a smell test to help see how the nose and sense of smell affects those living with Parkinson's.
That's fair enough that you're guided by the options.
Mint.
Mint is the correct answer.
The new Ottawa Hospital campus site will include a building that's dedicated to neuroscience and geriatrics, and it's largely funded by philanthropy.
Thériault has also raised more than $50,000 over the years.
Parkinson's is 10 years behind Alzheimer's disease with all the discoveries.
Her doctor says her work in the trials and in fundraising is critical to help better understand the disease.
But the holy grail as to how do we stop it today, we're not there yet, but I'm very, very optimistic, and I always say to my wife, I don't retire until we're there, that in the next 10 years we'll have the intervention that really puts the brakes on the progression of the illness.
A story of research, resilience, and hope.
Why this is so important to me is because it's my future and other people's future.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Saskatchewan doctors are calling for a careful approach as the province moves forward with involuntary treatment for people struggling with addictions. The Saskatchewan Medical Association and the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Saskatchewan say they share the government of Saskatchewan's commitment to reducing preventable deaths and supporting people with severe substance abuse disorders. But both say they would like to see access to voluntary evidence-based care, mental health supports, and stable housing put first, and that any involuntary process carried out is safe, ethical, and grounded in evidence. The organizations are concerned that determining if a patient meets the threshold for involuntary care will be difficult without clear medical standards or strong evidence base. The province announced the Compassionate Intervention Act late last year, saying it's focused on meaningful long-term recovery for Saskatchewan residents who are struggling.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All right, Jeff, we made it to the end of our newscast without throwing any April Fools, but I have to preface this with it is April Fool's Day. So the city of Warman, Jeff, will be soon helping seniors get around with a little more zip. A seniors-only zip line has been approved. The city says there are some who may have physical challenges or issues getting transportation, so hopping on a zip line will help them not only get around, but also have some fun. A plan has been released mapping out where the 19-kilometer zip line would run. It would be made from galvanized aircraft steel cable and be 20 meters from the ground. The city says it entertained the idea of hot air balloons, but that would mean weather could be a factor and shooting seniors out of cannons, but said, quote, a number of the dummies we used during testing missed the mattress that was positioned at the end of the block. So they decided on a zip line. And these guys over at the city of Warman, I think they had a little bit of fun with us last year too, Jeff. We were just talking about this. Was it a cat park that they were advertising?
That might have been it. I don't recall. But
talking about plans for one, and that would be funny nonetheless. I'd like to see that just for the sake of seeing it. So there you go. We made it to the end of the day. Have anyone pranked you yet today?
No, not yet. And you know how it goes. If it doesn't happen before noon, it shouldn't happen at all.
There you go. I heard the WHL is adding a new team.
What?
But it's April Fools.
Yeah.